Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari.
Mirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tudalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya. I have one. Tada Bhaktaya, you were too late. Yang Pravrjantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Viraka Taruvajuhava Putri Tanmayataya Taruvo Banedus Tang Sarvabhutaridayam Muni Manatosmi Bhaktya Vinay Aparada Lakshay Chiptascha Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripamaitang Sharanam Prapadyam Prende Namaste Charanarvindam Tavaivasmi Najivamitam Vina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike Kripayati Yadi Radha Badita Shesha Badha Kimapada Vishishtam Pushti Maryada Yorme Yadi Vadati Chakinshit Smera Sodita Srir Dvija Vade Mani Punktya Pushti Tadakim Shama Sundara Sikhanda Shekhar Smera Samurali Manohara Radhika Swapriya Charana Kinkari Kuru Prananatha Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimakabjara Salola Satapada Radhika Padatale Kritastitim Tam Bhajami Rasikendra Shekhara Sambhidaya Dashane Trinam Vidum Prartaye Brajamahendra Nandana Astu Mohantavati Balava Janma Janmani Madhiswari Priya. If Sri Radha is merciful to me, then unlimited obstacles to my devotion will be removed. There will be nothing superior for me to obtain, because I will have received the excellence offered by the paths of both Vaidhi and Rag. And if she speaks something while smiling gently, thereby revealing the brilliance of the rose of her pearl-like, what significance will the oyster of liberation have? O Shyamasundar, O you whose head is adorned with peacock feathers, whose face is graced with a laughing smile, whose murli flute chants the mind, and who are most expert in relishing ras with Srimati Radhika. O ocean of mercy, please make me a kinkari, maid servant at the feet of your beloved. You are the Lord of the life of the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and you are like a bee, always eager to taste the nectar of her lotus-like face. O Rasikendra Shekhar, foremost of those who are Rasik, who are situated at the feet of Srimati Radhika, I worship you. O son of the king of Braj, O all-pervading one, O Mohan, who enchants the minds of all. Taking a piece of straw in my teeth, I pray that your supremely beloved Sri Radha be my dear worshipful goddess, birth after birth. First, I offer my unlimited obeisances at the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Satchi Shrimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Satchi Shrimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to our grandfather Guru Sri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj and Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates, and to all of the assembled devotees and the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Guru, Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta, Madhav Maharaj, Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta, Ban Maharaj, Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj, and Sri Prem Prayojana Prabhu. So here we are. Where are we? In the material world, taking the correct process to get out. First, I want to make a couple of announcements. Can you pass that pink little bag? Okay, this is the positive alternative for putting your phones on the floor or where people sit. And then the phones become dirty, and then our hands become dirty, and then everything we touch becomes dirty. Yes. So before putting your phone in here, because your phone is already extremely dirty, please rinse them off. Second announcement is that we don't want to put any bead bags on chairs, because besides the other reasons that we just gave, they are pure. So we don't want to put them just anywhere and everywhere. The white bead bag is the arena of the rasa dance, and the beads comprise the whole rasa dance. So today, because we have less time than usual, at a quarter to 10 or something like that, Vasanti is going to be holding a meeting to discuss tomorrow, because tomorrow over 60 dignitaries, politicians, local leaders of Miami, they've arranged that there will be a tour for people of Asian cultures, or for themselves actually, for the leaders.
It's for the leaders themselves to see places of Asian heritage.
Okay. So to discuss how to make that a grand success, there'll be a meeting at 9:45. Okay. So today we're going to spend our time learning a very special verse. When Sri Prem Prayojana was here, he explains that because this is such a foundational verse, not only foundational, but it's an A to Z verse, he has all of his students learning this and then learning the Bhagavad Gita verses that support this truth, which you'll be hearing in a minute. I tried to create some suspense here. So this is called the Das Mula Shiksha, which is the 10 truths that were taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to all fortunate jivas, or living entities. The first of the verses discusses what is the praman and what is the prameya. Prameya means fundamental truth, axiomatic, supreme axiomatic truths, without knowing which we know nothing. And the praman is the evidence, the body of evidence that proves that. So I'm going to read what they are. First, the praman. Just like there are many scriptures, but not all of them are praman. Not all of them are good evidence, because Srila Vyasadeva compiled and wrote so many ancient Vedic literatures 5,000 years ago. But guess what? Not all of them are evidence. So he's a self-realized soul. He's the literary incarnation of the Lord. So how could not everything he wrote be evidence? The reason is because there are different classes of human beings. Some are in the mode of ignorance, some in the mode of passion, some in the mode of goodness. So different scriptures, like there are 36 Puranas, and they're divided into three. One set is for those in the mode of ignorance, and those in the mode of passion, and those in the mode of goodness. Like others, like Raga Manjari found this, what they call history or story. It was about Tulsi Devi cursing Sridham, who became Shalagram Shila, and they married, and then she had a love affair with Vishnu, even though she was married to someone else. It was quite bizarre. So this is not a bona fide scripture, but it's for gradually bringing people who are can only understand that, and who, but even by hearing the names of the personalities, would advance to the point where either in this life or some life could understand perfect scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, for example, Vedanta Sutra. So the teachings of the Vedas that are received through disciplic succession. What are disciplic succession? Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Sampradaya. From the time of, as I mentioned, Radha, Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasadeva, Madhva, all the way down to Madhavendra Puri, then Ishvara Puri, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his disciplic succession. Whatever they accept as bona fide scriptures, that is called Amnaya, the teachings that are accepted by the bona fide Guru Parampara, disciplic succession, whose names we sang earlier. That is called Amnaya. Then the infallible evidence of the Vedas, which is the original scriptures, of the Smriti Shastras, which are scriptures written in pursuance of those original Vedic literatures, headed by what? Headed by Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, Vasanti, go ahead. Loud. Take the mic. Wait, take the mic. Shinvata Shradaya.
Nityam.
No, in the mic.
Okay, hold on. Everyone close your eyes. Shinvata Shradaya Nityam Greenita
Cha.
Swachestinam Kalena Kalena Dirgena Bhagavan Vishate Hridi.
What does it mean?
Thank you. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, and by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, and
What kind of hearing?
attentive. Wait, is that?
Wait, this sounds like you're doing.
persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna manifested in their heart in a very short time.
As well as evidence such as direct sense perception, called pratyaksha, that concur with the guidance of the Vedas. That is, I can have a sense perception. What's a crazy sense perception? That there, or there is no God. That's what my sense perception tells me because I don't see it. But it's the sense perception that concurs with the Vedic literatures. Like when I see with my sense perception what's something that's true. So the sky is blue, but also that this is, I'm seeing the deities of Radharaman Bihari. The description of them is in the bona fide Vedic literature, so my sense perception is correct. So that's the body of evidence. So what are they evidencing? What are they trying to prove? This praman establishes the following prameya, or fundamental truths. All right, so then there's 9 of those. So, this is the Das Mula Shiksha, or 10 established truths. So that means that the first one is what is the body of evidence that proves the truths, and then the next 9 are what are the truths that we have to know. Okay, so the first one is Param Tattva, and that is, what is the supreme truth? That Sri Hari alone is the supreme truth. Now, this is in some, like any verse, wherever Gurudev went in the world in his touring, he had the devotees learn this verse and explain it. So the first truth is called Parama Tattva. Parama means supreme, Tattva means truth. Parama Tattva means Hari is, or Sri Krishna. Hari means, it's a name of Krishna, which means that he takes away all inauspicious things that we may, in our illusion, consider auspicious. So Sri Hari alone is the supreme absolute truth. Then, what's even though it's number 2, we're going number 3 because the first one was, This is chapter 13 of Jaiva Dharma. Thanks for asking. So the next one is, let's repeat, what is the first one? Param Tattva, which is what? Alone. And then the next one is Sarva Shaktiman. This tells something about Sri Hari. Sri Krishna is the possessor of all potency. So, what is the next one in Sanskrit? Sarva Shaktiman. Sarva means all, Shakti means power, and Man means one who possesses. He's the possessor of all powers. So the first one is Param Tattva. The second one is? The third one is Akila Rasamrita Sindhu. That means, Rasamrita Sindhu means? A ras means transcendental nectarian mellows of relationship with him. Rasa Amrita means nectar, nectarian mellows. Sindhu means the ocean of. And Akila means all kinds, complete. So Akila Rasamrita Sindhu. So what are the first three fundamental truths? Paramatatma, which means
Sri Hari alone is the supreme absolute.
and the next one, which means, and then the next one is, which means, who is the ocean of all nectarian mellows? Sri Krishna. And then the next one is Bibi Nangsa Tattva. Tattva means again truth. Bibi Nangsa means the infinitesimal souls. Okay. There are two kinds of souls. One is liberated souls and one is conditioned souls. And they're both Bibi Nangsa, which means infinitesimal souls. So the liberated souls are called mukta jivas, and the conditioned souls, what does conditioned souls means? Means I'm limited by so many conditions. All of my senses are imperfect. My powers are imperfect. My eyes are so imperfect that I can't even see the closest thing to my eyelids, to my eyes, which is my eyelids. Can I see through a piece of paper? So I'm very, very limited. Can you remember what the praman is? No, so our memory is very imperfect.
Is it that I'm very weak or that my body is very weak?
I'm very weak because I'm under the control of the body and the three modes of nature. Okay, so there are two kinds of souls. There are souls who were created not near Maya, or this illusory energy. So they don't have a tendency to be pulled in that direction. Whereas the conditioned souls were created, we were created in the Tatastha Shakti region, or the region very close to the material world, between the material world and the spiritual world. So therefore we become weak and we can become pulled down. Yeah.
Can someone ask, why we were created to be conditioned souls?
Can you speak into the mic?
If there are liberated souls that were created not near Maya, couldn't someone ask why we happen to be created near Maya and that's not fair?
That is the typical question of a conditioned soul who has no faith in Krishna.
But if you're preaching out on the street, someone asks that question.
Of course, so we want to answer it. If God is complete, there has to be everything complete. So there has to be tatastha jivas, or marginal living entities, who can choose whether to turn to Krishna or to turn to Maya. Like, I may say, everybody has to come to this class, like it or not. That will make you less inclined to come, because I'm not giving you the independence to choose. So I'm giving you the independence to choose. When you don't come, especially when you don't come on time, I become very unhappy, every day. But you have the choice whether to make me happy or you happy. I'm speaking to my students. So without independence, there's no question of love. Force doesn't give you the choice to love or not love. The example that I gave is from Prabhupada about if I say everyone in New York has to come to my class, like it or not. So, without independence, there can be no love. Force is not love. So that's why Krishna gives us the choice. That's why he creates the Tasta Shakti Jivas. Now, there's a difference between the suffering of the conditioned souls here in this world. Now, in the spiritual world, there's also suffering. That is, if Krishna is in any danger, then everyone feels terrible. And if they feel separation from Krishna, they feel terrible. But the nature of that terribleness is it's full of eternity, every moment being a new experience, knowledge, unlimited knowledge, unfathomable knowledge, and happiness, unlimited happiness, where the or just the nature of this world is full of ignorance, full of misery, and temporary. So why is our suffering like that? It's because we don't care about Krishna. It's because I'm the center of the universe. Because of that bodily concept of life, I suffer the threefold miseries of the body, the mind, and other living entities. Because in the spiritual world, Krishna is the center. Therefore, their suffering is of that nature. Does that make sense? So we have a choice to make ourselves the center or Krishna the center. We chose to turn away from Krishna in the beginning of time or before time, and we keep choosing it. And therefore, Maya, or the illusory energy, has two aspects. The covering aspect, she covers all of our knowledge and awareness and throws us into 8,400,000 species of life. Does that answer the question? There has to be everything.
Yeah.
And if Krishna chooses to make me like that, and if I have faith in Krishna, then I'll follow what he wants. Okay.
Thank you.
So, Vivanangsa Tattva, there's two kinds of infinitesimal souls. Those who choose to turn to Krishna, in which case, if we had made that original good choice, that we could go right to Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual world, in a second. But because we chose to go the other way, in Srila Prabhupada's words, why Krishna shall be all in all? I'm as good as Krishna. So therefore we've been thrown. So there are mukta jivas and bada jivas, liberated souls, and now for us it's a long trek back to home, back to Godhead, because we've been cultivating the wrong direction. All right.
Isn't like a Shuddha Jiva?
I'm sorry?
Shuddha Jiva? Is that another term? Like pure soul?
I've never heard of it. Huh? All right, so then that was 2, 3, 4, and 5. What are they? What's the first fundamental truth? What does that mean? Can the girls also be loud? Why do you let the boys take over everything? Good. Next. Which is? Next. Right, all relationships of all jivas not only jivas, but all the associates in the spiritual world, the relationship is with Krishna. And through Krishna, it's with everything else, depending on my relationship, whether I'm a coward boy or a gopi or a mother or whatever. So then that was number 5. No, that was number 4. What's number 5? Vivinamsa Tattva. And who's that? The jivas, infinitesimal jivas. What are the 2 kinds? Good. Now let's talk about the next one, which is number 6. It's number 6, but it's the 5th truth. Why is it the 5th truth?
First one was the
Praman. Praman, the body of evidence that establishes the truth. And what is the body of evidence?
the Vedas as given by the Guru Parampara,
As accepted by the Parampara.
and any sense perception that is in line with those teachings.
Good. Then, it's discussing, number 6, is discussing each of the types of jivas. First is the Bada jivas, or the conditioned souls. So, Bada jiva means conditioned souls are subject to the control of Maya, or illusion. Nobody can tell the truth. What's your name? What's your name? What? Tripurari Prabhu. Is that really your name of your real self? Yeah, but is it your eternal name? Now you want to think of yourself as Tripurari Das, means servant of Tripurari. Others can call you Tripurari Prabhu, which shows respect to you, but you want to think of yourself as Tripurari Das. Das Anu Das Anu Das. Servant of the servant of the servant. So is that your eternal name? Yeah. It means your real name of your soul. Right, so you couldn't tell me the truth. Gurudev did that to Sri Parashar Maharaj when he was Govinda Bhakata. He said, what's your name? Govinda Bhakata. What? Govinda Bhakata Das. Is that your name? Okay, so conditioned souls are subject to the control of Maya. If I think I'm this body, what am I? Under Maya. What are the Mukta Jivas? Liberated souls are free from Maya. So our whole disciplic succession that we sing to, they are free from Maya. There's Yes, even Krishna is under the control of Yoga Maya. There's 2 Mayas. One illusion that pulls us down into abject ignorance and lust, greed, anger, pride, illusion, and envy. And then under the control of Yoga Maya means that Yoga Maya is in charge of the spiritual world. She makes everyone, including Krishna, forget that he's God. She makes Radharani forget that she's the power of God. She makes everyone dance in the rasa dance. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said when he was asked, why are you chanting, dancing with sentimentalists? He said, well, I can't control it. I'm not chanting. The holy name is controlling me and making me sing and dance. So like that. And then the next one, number 8 out of 10, is Achintya Beda Bed Tattva. That's another tattva. Achintya means inconceivable. Bhed Abhed. It's not Ved like the Vedas. It's B-H-E. Bhed. 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 So what does Bhed mean? Difference. And what is Abhed? Non-difference. So it's the inconceivable, simultaneous difference between what? The universe consisting of conscious and unconscious. Unconscious is what? And conscious is, or barely conscious is, myself. Okay, that's Krishna's Achintya Bheda Bhed Prakash. Prakash means manifestation. So Krishna has a Bheda Bhed Prakash, or manifestation of the jiva and the material nature are both different and simultaneously the same as him. Same as him, why? There's nothing separate from him. What does Krishna say, Haridas? In the, no. Yeah, go. Take the mic. Aham eva sam. That's the first one, right?
Yeah. Aham eva samevagre nanyajad sarasat param pashtadaham yade tachcha yovashi sittasyosmaham. O Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was manifested before the creation when there was nothing but myself.
I wasn't manifest, existing.
Existing but myself.
Wait, start again.
O Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the material nature, when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the
Can you
personality of...
slow up? Not doubt you see.
That what you see?
That
That what you see?
that what you see now.
That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead. And what remains after annihilation will also be I, the personality of Godhead.
Well, what if I don't see like that?
Well, Ratairatam yat pratiyetta, na pratiyetta chatmani, tadvidyad atmanomayam, gatabaso yatatama. Oh, Brahma, whatever appears to be of value, if it has no relation to me, Krishna, it has no reality. Know it to be my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in the darkness.
Reflection which is in the darkness.
It is in the darkness.
Okay. So what should I do about it?
Well, you want to skip the verse? You want to go all the way to the last one?
What? Tell me something more about it.
Okay, cool. Yatamahanti bhutani bhuteshu chavacheshvanu pravishtanya pravishtani tatateshu nateshvaham. You know, just as the material elements enter into the cosmos, like water, fire, earth, air, ether, they enter into the cosmos, but at the same time, they don't enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I, Krishna, and am in all living beings, and at the same time, he's outside of everything.
Well, gee, that's amazing. So what should I do about
You
it?
know what you should do? You should... Wrong one, hold on. Etavad eva janasyam tatvajana sunatmana anvaya viratire yat sarvatra sarvadam. If you're searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, you should search both directly and indirectly in all circumstances and
All space.
all space and time.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
So what do I do about it? I have to search for him. Huh? That's Bhagavatam Chatra Sloki. I hope you can all learn that. It's second canto, 10th chapter, verses 9th chapter, 33, 4, 5, and 6. If you know that, you'll know everything. and Chatusloki, or the four essence or root verses of Bhagavad Gita. We'll do that another day. Okay, so really, if everybody can learn that, that'll be great. And you'll be great. And I'll be happy. And Krishna will be happy. And our Guru Parampara will be happy. So,
A way to learn it, gone like she's taught ways
see,
to
now
learn.
he's speaking as a realized soul, and obviously on how to learn verses.
We've been doing this for years, like this little shtick. Beyond, like, there's the pneumatics that she's taught of, like, you find fun words to give you the word for word, and then you know it and it sticks. Also, just say it every single day. Say it every day. It takes like 5 seconds. Even like you can just read it, and eventually you'll start, like, as you apply, you start change the relationship with it changes over time. You start to know how to develop the relationship further. And
With the verse, you mean?
with the verse, like,
Yeah, like me and Vasanti learned this verse that she says this morning, and it was Grinati Cha. No, Grinati Cha, Swachestita. That means one who hears this subject in earnest and with by his own endeavor, takes it seriously. So we had the word Grinata. So Grinata. What's green? Grass. Grass is green matter. So one who's hearing this subject matter. So we'll always remember Grinata. Okay. Yeah, good suggestion. Thank you. And also the main cause of learning verses, or the main stimulus, the main power, is wanting to. Whatever we really want to do, that will do. All right, then, now comes your word, raga, shuddha. But it's not shuddha jiva, it's shuddha bhakti. Pure bhakti is the only means to attain Sri Hari, Bhagavan, that absolute truth. So, we're going to review from the beginning. What's number 1? Then 2. Then, girls, which means, but don't look down at your book or phone. Then, next one, it's all developmental. It's all developmental. He's the absolute truth. As the absolute truth, he's obviously the source of all power. Being the source of all power, he gives power for what? Having a relationship with him, Akila Rasamrita Sindhu. With relationship with who? There's the Bhivanangsa Jivas. And then what kind are they? The Bada and Mukta. Because they're mentioned in that order. The Bada Jivas are controlled by Maya. The Mukta Jivas are free from Maya. And then, what's next? Yeah, so, right, what? Which means that the jivas and the material nature, the chit and the achit is material nature, matter, is simultaneously one with and different from him. One with because there's nothing outside of him. But different from means we can't act as, the material nature can't act as God. It can't walk. Unless you have some tantric power. Srila Bharati Maharaj was talking about the lower Vedas, like, Atharva Veda, Rig Veda. In one of those Vedas, it teaches how to make, it's the black Veda. It teaches how to make, you could do bad things to your enemies, and you can make rice walk. Okay. And then, now we come to Shuddha. Shuddha Bhakti, or pure Bhakti, without any motivation. Pure devotional service is the only sadhana, or practice to attain perfection. So that's the sadhana. And the final one will be, what is the perfection? So what is number 9? Shuddha Bhakti. What is Shuddha Bhakti? Pure devotional service is the only practice or sadhana to attain what? Perfection. That's the process for what? Most motivational speakers inspire people to, okay, find your goal, think of your goal, whether it's money or popularity or fame or the best singer in the world, and then take the process to get there. Here are some processes. Wake up in the morning and meditate. Read something that applies to that. You can apply that day. There's so many motivational things. Life coaches. So we have our own life coach, which is coaches, which are our disciplic succession, or Krishna and his representatives, or Sri Guru and all that. That's our means to get to the goal that we want. But I don't really want it. So when we come here, my desire for that is cultivated by the chanting, by the bhajans. By the bhajans because you all sang the bhajans. It's, when will I have this? When will I be free from that? So I'm singing something that's not really me, because I don't really feel like that. But by singing it repeatedly, as Haridas Prabhu said, it makes an impression, and then it becomes me. Like, again, we have the motivational speakers who are giving positive affirmations. I am beautiful. I am love. I love everyone, and everyone loves me. I forgive everyone, and everyone forgives me. They are free to go on their journey, and I am free to go on my journey. So, I love this body. I can do it. I love this body. You have to not hate your body, because then that negativity goes into the cells. And stop negative thinking, like, I hate that person. Because where does the hate live? In my body. So my cells get mutilated. Anyway, so the positive affirmation here is, I'm singing all the bhajans. I'm singing the Hare Krishna mantra, which means I'm suffering in this material world. Please pick me up. Please give me taste for the holy name. And we're reading things that I may not fully have taste for. But reading, I develop taste, especially in good association. So finally we come to the perfection, which is? Krishna Priti or Krishna Prem, same thing. Priti means Prem, divine love. And what is that meaning? Transcendental love and affection for Krishna is the one and only final object of attainment, which means, what is the Sanskrit for final attainment? Sadhya, the goal. And because it's a thing, it's called Sadhya Vastu. Krishna is the supreme Vastu. What's the verse? Second verse in the Bhagavatam, first canto. Dharma prochitakai tavotra padamo nirmatsaranam satam vedam vedyam vastavastu shivanam, the supreme auspicious truth. Yeah. You know the English?
This Srimad Bhagavatam, completely rejecting all religious activities and
Completely rejecting all material activities. All activities
all
that are
materially
motivated.
This Srimad Bhagavatam propounds the highest truth,
Which is reality distinguished from the illusion for the welfare of all.
Which and is
This
relishable
truth
by those
destroys all miseries.
uproots the threefold miseries.
Yes.
And is relishable by those who are fully pure in heart. This Bhagavatam, which was compiled by Sri Vedavyas in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What's the need for any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Lord becomes established in his heart.
Good, thank you. So, are you going to let him get away with being the best at this?
Everybody thinks I know verses, but I only know like 10.
Okay. So, transcendental love and affection for Krishna is the one and only final object, vastu, of attainment. That is sadhya vastu. Okay, we're almost at the end of the time, so let's review. Yeah. Number one, put somebody else. Somebody else in number two. Then, well, what's number one? Number one is praman. What's number two? 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 7, and 8, 9, 10. Now, we can also learn I don't know if you can learn the actual verse. It's kind of like prose, and it's really long. Amnaya pra tatvam harim iha paramam sarva shakti rasabdim tat vinasangcha jivan prakritika valitam tad vivangsam chabavad Veda Ved Prakasham Sakalamapi Harer Sadhanam Shuddha Bhaktim Sadhyam Tat Pratim Avyet Upyate Janam Goda Chandram Swayam Saha. The last line, and all it is what you just learned. The words are absolutely what you just learned. A little slight difference in the pronunciation, but it's all this like Shuddha Bhaktim, Sadhyam Tat Pratim. It's what you just learned. And then the very last phrase is, this is the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to all the fortunate jivas. Okay, go Preman. Yes, question? Amnaya. Yeah, Amnaya is under the category of Praman. So Praman, the teachings of the Vedas that is accepted by or received accepted by and then received by us through that disciplic succession is known as Amnaya. Amnaya means what? The teachings that not from them, but the teachings of the Vedas that are received and accepted by the disciplic succession, accepted first and then received to us through the parampara. Like I mentioned about Tulsi Devi, we don't accept that. The story of Tulsi Devi cursing. Yet it's in a bona fide scripture, and we do accept some truths from that scripture. So therefore we need the bona fide guru and guru varga superiors to tell us which ones to accept and which ones not.
Are these truths received in the same way by the other sampradayas? Or, like, does that make sense?
Well, this talks about Sri Krishna, and then they have various varieties. And they don't accept Sri Krishna. Not all sampradayas accept Sri Krishna, the origin of all incarnations. Like there's Lakshmi Narayan, or the Ramanuja Sampradaya. The head of that is Lakshmi Narayan. I mean, the goal, the worshipful deity is Lakshmi Narayan. Then others, Pushti Marg, their goal is child Krishna, like that. They're close, but some differences. Even the Madhva Sampradaya, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in, he added some things and then entered that Sampradaya. So we're in the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. Or the Gaudiya Sampradaya means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accepting his teachings.
Can people in another sampradaya, another bona fide sampradaya like the Pushti Marg, can they receive their highest perfection goals during this Danya Kali?
If they have a bona fide teacher,
Okay.
they can get there. Well, it depends on where they were when they joined. If I joined when I was already 99% perfect, then I can reach my perfection in that lineage. And it also depends on if that's their constitutional position of the soul. That is their actual soul's relationship with Krishna. It could be also that they'll join there and get a lot of Sakritis, but they're actually gopis, and so then in some future life or later in that life, they'll join the Gaudiya line.
That's similar.
Does that make sense?
Similar to.
Or if somebody's a Ram Bhakta, he may join this movement, and then he'll get the Diksha mantras, and from that he'll become so advanced that Krishna will pick him up and put him in Ayodhya, and he'll get a Ram, pure devotee guru, and then get perfection in that way. We have 1 minute.
That's similar to Srila Baladev Vijubhushan, who was learning from somebody in a gopa, like a gopa form, like one of the cows.
That was Shamasundar, Shamananda.
Shamananda,
Yeah,
when he was Duki Krishna.
yeah.
And then he was.
And then his guru personally sent him, knowing, because his guru is a pure devotee, as a coward boy. So knowing that he was ready, he sent him to Vrindavan to take tutelage from Jiva Goswami, who's a gopi, who's a manjari. And so he's already perfect, but it's all a pastime to teach us, and received his perfection in that way. Okay, that's the end. It's 9:45. Gaur Premanandi Hari. Shri Jaiva Dharma ki jai. Srila Gurudeva ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhaktivinod Thakura ki jai.